set for a start in the 2002 SANFL Grand Final. It's Centrals against Sturt. Tony Day bouncing the ball in his first premiership decider. Quickly taken by Conway for Sturt. Graham comes off the edge of the square and bumps Conway. Bodies in as you'd expect, and you'll expect some push and shove first up.
And importantly, Barnaby French has gone to full forward and Stephen White at centre-half forward. Once again, I think that's a good ploy by Brenton Phillips, just trying to unsettle the very stable Centrals backline.
We get another bounce, slightly to the right of the centre square. It's advanced about 10 metres. No clean possessions yet. Or
Atkinson, free kick.
Brady Atkinson picking one out, and I noticed he was fighting with James Gowans, or pushing with James Gowans first up. A Sturt make a forward entry, bang! He's hit with everything. Was Nelson taken to ground by Bello eventually. Sun's out, good signs. Of the ground, he doesn't reach the boundary. Steinberner reaches the ball, goes inside from behind Conway. The former Centrals player takes a mark. They want to run the ball, and they do run the ball. It's off to Cooper. He breaks through half-back, kicks long to half-forward. Chambers the target. Chambers makes a strong grab for Sturt.
Boost his confidence. Just needed not to rush it as much. Didn't need to kick it as hard. Just kick a 45-metre kick and just let the breeze do the rest.
Tyson Hay gets a call from Hopwood, but the kick wasn't good enough. Read well by Squire. Squire, 4 goals last week. Squares it up to half-forward. Matner. So Martin Matner will go back and have a shot. The breeze should carry this ball from 50, so any player worth his salt on an AFL list ought to be able to kick it from 50.
I agree with you, Michael. Plus, there was 5 targets that Squire could have hit at the top of the 50, which with a breeze like this, I thought Centrals might have just filled up a little bit deeper.
Well, Damien Squire used it to perfection. Martin Matner for the first goal of the grand final. Loads up a long, accurate left footer. Goal umpire doesn't move, and we got our first. It's there. First goal of the 2002 grand final to Sturt. Martin Matner gets his first. Arnold knocked it down. Howman got it to the skipper for the day, Seamus Maloney. Looking for French. He'll be the target. Great mark. Strong presence.
He's hurt Hicks too.
French, while not as strong overhead and a dissimilar player, he's going to be more an opportunist than a goal-scoring marking player.
Well, Bello did well. He snatched the ball away from Conway, the big ruckman for Sturt, but then was caught in a tackle by Matner, and he is noted for that. Marty Matner, there's not a lot of him, but gee, he tackles well.
We see a number of players around the footy here once again. Look, for Sturt to get hold of this footy and clean and get it out, they need to create space for each other, so they need to push out of this contest.
Still, the players negate each other in the ruck. Here's Arnold trafficking the ball towards the boundary line. In the end, Sturt worked the numbers in close again. Over the top, it comes to Nelson. Nelson closes to 50. What's he going to do? Have a crack or straighten up? He goes with a hand pass off to White. White on the left leg, shapes it. Wait on the umpire. It could be another one for Sturt. It is. It's working. And this time, Chris Gowans comes up with a free kick. He looked inside. There was nobody running through the middle loose for Centrals, and Sturt have manned up pretty well. Now he goes towards the middle. Oh, loose kick. French pushed. No free kick. Squire, great dummy. Now he's set himself some time. His kick wasn't the best advantage of Atkinson, but he did well to force the ball forward. Now Sturt goes forward through a kick from Weatherall. It's down to the goal face again. They work the ball over the boundary, the Centrals defenders. And Paul Geister maybe has got a problem with his head off the ball. Just looked to be rubbing it after that little clash. Great crowd in. Ball in. French knocks it over the back. Centrals though with the numbers. James Gowans taken high. Umpire will reward him. They'll keep on running. Hopwood kick down towards half forward. Matner sat under it, took a power mark. He was hit hard, Marty Matner. He'll get up and take a free kick or a mark. Take your choice.
He's a tough nut in. You can see Subalata just crash into him there. And look, that's the way Central's played. They're going to make you earn it. Gets up very much limping.
Off to Powell, and off the left foot, high to half forward. French comes and meets it. The tap down to Cooper. Little hand pass through to Weatherall. Didn't meet its mark. Now McGowan under a lot of trouble, trying to beat the tackle. And a free kick, a reward for little Weatherall.
Yeah, Ricky just tried to take him on. You can see here, just held the ball out, trying to free his arms. And at the end of the day, that's as plain a holding the ball as you're going to see.
So a set shot from some 45 metres for Tim Weatherall. He likes it off the boot. He likes it as he goes through the goals. And Sturt has a third for the afternoon.
Simon Feast has it at half-back for the Double Blues, who would dearly love another goal.
Got a blood rule here at half-back, Michael. I think it's actually Brody Atkinson.
Looks Brody Atkinson may have hurt himself. I know, plenty of blood coming from the right eye of Brody.
Maybe that's how the whole thing started, you don't know, but
It's a fair cut, isn't it?
they were certainly into one another.
Mr. Reliable, Brian Hereda. Short kick looking for Slade, not good. Powell over the back. Well, Centrals haven't really found their mark so far in the first term. It's been all the Double Blues as Cooper darts around, goes for the long kick. Chambers just works his opponent under it. Here comes White, lovely hands to Chambers. Chambers inside 50, shoots a goal. The Double Blues have their fourth. It's out to 29 points.
And Matthew Powell set that up beautifully there. He actually wheeled inside and opened the corridor up. And great hands by Stephen White, able to hit Chambers on the run and gets his third opportunity and buries it. And exactly the result that Sturt wanted deep into time out. We get a look at Brody Atkinson as he goes in the change room. Suggests he's going to have a few stitches, getting himself stuck. He's a tough nut, he'll come back.
Out of bounds on the full. Umpire calls play on. Geister's kick was smothered. Don't know if that was to advantage. Now Hay gets off the hand pass to Geister. Geister quickly, under pressure, puts it out on the full.
This is the first time I've seen Centrals all year under genuine pressure, and you know, they had good contests against Nord when they lost twice, but they've never been this much under siege.
The protection of the big stand, the kick goes in from Barnaby French, and the big man Stephen White holds the ball up.
And as we suspected at the start of the day, if you can get one-on-one, the Sturt forwards compared to their Central District's opponents, they're just going to be a little bit too strong. And it's just alarm bells ring there. We've seen Barnaby French just take a mark, Stephen White, Grant Chambers has also been involved in the first quarter. They're just starting to stretch the Central District's back line.
Stephen White missed 10 weeks during the season with a broken leg, and he is going overseas at the end of the month with his housemate, Dean Woosnam, and he may well have a premiership cup to celebrate with as he kicks a goal for Sturt. And Sturt just edging away, and that's a valuable goal into the breeze.
Down here on the boundary line, you can feel the physical pressure of the Sturt football team. They are at the body, something fierce.
Finals hardened, that's what they are. Short kick by Arnott to Bello. So Centrals with no goals at the 12.5-minute mark. Bello's been caught brilliantly by Whiteman.
It's not the time to start trying that business.
Bit of fancy footwork by Bello. He's as honest as the day is long. Look at that. Terrific play by Whiteman. Loads it up. High kick. French.
You really feel the next goal could be the backbreaker. If Sturt can get it and maintain this pressure, they could well run away with this game.
The Central's advantaged by a 50. They kick the ball up to a contest, and away comes Sturt again. Matner down on the wing, looking up forward for options. He goes inside to Curtis, or rather Cooper. Now Matner again, approaches 50. He'll load it up from 50, fades it back. Wait on the goal umpire, what a kick!
I feel the vertebrae falling into place.
Well, I'm never one to speak too soon about who's going to win a grand final, but Sturt are doing everything they can possibly do right at this stage of the game. They're still throwing the ball around. They're taking on the physical contests against Central Districts, and then they're doing the special stuff like this in finishing off what is important stuff into the breeze.
Wicks. Away they go through Powell. Nelson got it back to Maloney, who has been terrific so far. High ball. White in the pack. Sheedy just paddles. Looks for Weatherall. Goes with a handball to Atkinson. He's caught. Around the net. No. Yes. Free kick to Brody Atkinson. From 25 metres out, directly in front. Brody Atkinson to lengthen the gap between the two sides to 48 points. Leans back on it. Never in doubt. He's popped it through his first, and that margin pulls out to 48. Boundary throw in. Must be only seconds to go. Nelson. Oh, grabs the footy. Kick around the corner. He's popped it through. Goal against the Tide to the Double Blues. They move to 8-7, 55. Central's 2-4-16. What a goal in time on.